1,000 subscribers. That's crazy. And I'm extremely grateful and I'm extremely thankful to all of you for sticking around this long. It's crazy to me that the channel got this far and that people want to watch my videos, because a lot of them are not the greatest. But you know what? That's okay, because we're on the Grussel here. This is a experience for me. This is a way for me to tone my skills, my linguistic knowledge. And I'm just happy to be doing this. When I started the Connor Quimby YouTube channel, it was not because I wanted to make videos per se. It was more so I was bored one January afternoon, had an hour with nothing to do, had a terrible idea how to make an awful conlang, that was, and decided to make a video about it. And at the time, I didn't know how to use a microphone. I still don't, because before recording this, I just spent 45 minutes talking into a camera app with the microphone not on. But I say there's been a general increase in the quality of my videos. So some other important milestones for me were, of course, the view milestones, which are great. Videos hitting 1,000 views with like no advertisement is pretty great. Like, I haven't been blessed by the algorithm, really. I've just put in effort. And also, the Patreon page, like, that's crazy. I'm extremely grateful to you guys, because to me, it's amazing that people want to give me money for making videos. And like, I invested in the channel with the Patreon funds, sort of. I mean, I paid for them myself. You know, the Patreon supporters are helping me pay for it. And so like, it's also a really good motivation for me to keep making videos. And so yeah, celebration. Now, at this point in the video, I was supposed to pour a tall glass of milk, drink it for comedic effect because celebration. However, I already drank said milk in the previous recording because I don't know how a microphone works. That's okay, I'm terrible with technology. I always have been. I literally make my videos in Windows Photos. With the exception of the Bring Back Thorn video and the Monty Python video, which were made in OpenShot Video Editor. I don't know how to use that. I just type away. So I've decided to do a Q&A with my Discord server, and so here I'm going to be answering some questions that you guys gave me. Let's start that now. This is going to go a lot faster than last time because I already know what I'm going to say for most of these. Okay. What made me start a YouTube channel? This was asked by Vampire Snake. Boredom. I didn't have any goals. You know, I uploaded a video. It got like 5 views by the next day, which I found funny. But then I realized, oh, it's the people who search up conlang and get it recommended. And, you know, within a month or so, I had maybe 10 subscribers. Shout out if any of you subscribed like when I had under 50 and you're still around. That's amazing, and I'm extremely grateful. But, yeah, that first session, like all the pre-hiatus videos, so anything before top 10 languages, was just made because I felt like doing it. And then top 10 languages was also made because I felt like doing it. And then after that, I realized I could do something with this. I had potential as a channel, so I decided to keep making videos after that. Plet asks, have you accepted Christ as your personal Lord and Savior? I am non-religious. I do not follow any organized religion. My personal beliefs on the universe are, the thing that I would say is closest to it is the novel Siddhartha by Hermann Hesse. If you have read that, then you understand what I'm going for. I believe in the cyclical nature of the universe, the eternal river, etc. Be kind, be a good person, love the world, that sort of deal. Ali asks, where's the Clawfield tribute video? So since many people aren't on the Discord server, Clawfield is the server mascot. He's the Connor Quimby mascot. He unfortunately passed away a month ago. He was the shrimp of one of our moderators, Floppa Gaming. It was very sad when we lost him. So the tribute video, Ali, to answer your question, is on Floppa Gaming's channel, which is linked in my channel somewhere. Biano asks, Have you created or are you working on a conlang? If it's a yes, how's it going? Right now, I'm not working on any conlangs because all my conlangs in the past have been bad. I have never made a good conlang. That is why my series was called How to Make an Awful Conlang. Just to go down a list of them. The first one that is documented was circa, and no, circa. I mispronounced it just there. It was created by me and a friend for fraudulent financial purposes. We wanted to commit tax evasion through a church, and we decided to make a little mini religion and have a language because, we were freshmen in high school and we thought that was super funny. We didn't have $150 to file ourselves as a church, though, so we just gave it up. And the conlang was pretty bad. It was my first legitimate attempt at a conlang, so I'm not surprised. Then there was a few more I made in ninth grade. I had 50 as a list of 50 or so different ones for a couple of different world building projects, but that was just sketching out the names for geopolitical and cultural purposes, and only a few were actually made. The ones I remember were called Atisikun and Arlizek. Neither of them were good. They were both terrible, and I dropped them after a little bit. There was one I made in 10th grade for a couple of weeks. I don't remember what it was called, but I remember it had actually a pretty good featural abugida. I might dig that out of my archives, but it's probably in my grandmother's basement at this point, so I don't think I can right now. And then there was Disgavsian, which was my closest to a functional conlang I ever had. It was a sort of West Germanic, sort of East Germanic language. The grammar was great. It was for a fictional country in our world. The grammar was good. I mean, I just copied grammar, if that's okay, because, Indo-European. The problem was I didn't understand how sound changes worked. I didn't understand how loanwords worked. I was basically just spewing out whatever I wanted for the vocabulary and making it sound basically like extremely corrupted German or Russian words. And so it was a mess by the end. By the time I gave it up, it was a complete mess. All right. Pirate asks, how do you feel about the Shavian alphabet? Good question. The Shavian alphabet, for those who don't know, is basically a created alphabet to write English phonetically and distinctly from the Latin alphabet. I was planning on making a video on English spelling within a couple of months or so. So, I think I'll talk more about it there, but right now, I think it's cool. I think it's a nice novelty thing. But much like Thorn, we're not bringing it back. We physically cannot, as a society, bring it into daily usage. It's impossible. Society is too far rooted in our current orthography. Like, if you think about the German orthographical reforms, they were basically just changing a few spellings, and that was extremely controversial. So I think it's cool. Doesn't have practical purpose in the real world. Biano asks, what is your incentive to study linguistics? In 6th grade, I watched a video by a channel called Artifexian. I got hooked. I started watching Zidnaf. I started watching Lang Focus. I started watching Native Lang. I got hooked into linguistics back in middle school. I also really love geography, history, humanities in general. So, linguistics felt like my sort of field. It felt perfect for me. So, as an incentive, it's more just this is what I've always wanted to study, and I'm glad to be doing it. Obfuscable, great guy, asks, why did you send your manservant to me across enemy territory with a trifling clay tablet to inquire about my copper ingots? If you want them, let him take them. If you do not want them, let him go away. Did I not swear to you their quality in the temple of the sun god? Trust in me, brother. So for those of you who don't know what this is a reference to the Sumerian clay tablet. Of course, if you watch my channel a good bit, then you know I like to talk about Sumerian clay tablets as one of my ongoing jokes. And, as an ongoing joke, I've also been thinking about making some Connor Quimby posters. Maybe even t-shirts if I can, get a good design. The Sumerian clay tablet would definitely be one. So, there would be further announcement in an actual video if I do get through with that and actually figure out how to design and sell some merch. And I would basically be making no profit on it, of course, because I'm not Dream. I'm not charging you $60. All right. Regos asks, what is your favorite, and also someone else whose nickname is French, but I forget what their username is, but they asked, what is your favorite natural language? Do you have a favorite conlang? My favorite natural language is Finnish, purely because I like how it sounds, and also its part of the case thing is pretty cool. It is music to my ears. Now, favorite conlang. I think Lortho by Brian Bork, amazing. It's beautiful. It is just immaculate as a conlang goes. So I would highly recommend you check it out if you haven't already. Yeah. Benny asks, R, A-R-A question mark. I disagree. I prefer art because I personally support the revival of the second person informal pronoun, thou, and its associated conjugation. So to be is thou art. Now, you haven't seen me use that in any video or in Discord because again, with Thorn, who cares? It's not coming back. I just like using it to be silly. So, thou art would be my preferred. Biano asks, do you have themes or plans for future videos? Yes, I do. I have a very long list of video ideas I would like to make, and a lot of them will not be made at any point because I have better ideas that come along. But my Patreon supporters in the Patreon Hangout in our Discord get to see what those ideas are. I talk with them about future ideas, future plans, monthly schedules, how videos are coming along all the time. So, if you want to know more, give me your money. That's not a threat. Of course, like I'm just a college kid. You have no obligation to give me money. I greatly appreciate those who do because it is charity and it's greatly appreciated. Do you have any expectation for the channel in the next month or years to know? Personally, yes, I'm not going to spoil it because I'm working on a collaboration with someone who I greatly respect and adore their videos. So to me, that's amazing. I don't care like how well I don't care like how greatly it benefits like my subscriber count because that doesn't matter to me as much as the actual experience does. I mean, the subscriber count is cool, but like, yeah, this is a 1K celebration video, and I just said it doesn't matter. You know, by the if I can get to the point, honestly, where like this is like a legitimate job or side hustle, I'm cool with that. I'm absolutely cool with that because I don't really know what I want to do career wise. And if I have this thing that I've built up over the years, basically saying, you can do this, that's fine by me. Is there any subject that you will study besides linguistics? So, major wise, like as my major, no, probably not because I don't have the time. I take so many linguistics courses. Like I do so much language related stuff, anyways. Research, I will probably end up doing some historical linguistics research, like through my university. Also, been talking with a literature professor who does a lot of language related stuff too. Might be doing something there. I don't know. I study subjects in my spare time, so like it's just I don't have enough time to do a double major in linguistics and history. Plet asks, if you had to be born in 685 BCE, where would you choose? Now, at the time, Earth was slightly cooler. I would go southern Sweden, Ireland, something wet and cold but still habitable because that's my preferred climate. All right. What is your opinion on the 7th Congress of the Party of Labor of Albania? Do you think it was a smart decision? My contemporary Albanian history is slightly rough. I do believe that was in the 1970s, though, so post-Sino-Albanian split. And Hoxha, of course, died a few years later anyways. But I don't know what decision there you're talking about. If said decision ultimately led to a quickened downfall of the Hoxha and what was the name of the guy who came after him? The Albanian communist regime. I think it was a good decision if it led to that, even if the Albanian communists think it was a bad decision. Do you believe cryptocurrencies are a sustainable model for a system of currency in the future? No. No, I do not. But I also understand that technology is going to change faster than our acceptance of said technology is going to change. My current problems are the environmental problems with cryptocurrency, the fiscal responsibility problems of cryptocurrency, the fact that it's basically day trading and that only benefits like the people who have brokers to do it for them. So like if you're just a like random guy, you're probably not doing well in cryptocurrency. Um, and I prefer cash anyways. Call me a boomer. I don't care. All right. What is your opinion on the mass extinction of small languages that has been rapidly accelerating over the years? Do you think the better communication is a good enough payoff for the loss of culture? You know, I study culture, I study history, I study linguistics. So, like, to me, when a culture group or a way of thinking or a way of life, departs us, it's sad, it's lamentable. But, you know, it's happened. This happens throughout history. This has happened. This will continue to happen. That is just a natural law, basically. So it's sad. Better communication, if it benefits people, yeah, I guess. I mean, I am absolutely supportive of language revival. But, like, in places that are still developing, where they speak a language to develop themselves further, like they sweet in places that are still developing, where they switch to a different language of prestige, that's happened throughout history. That will continue to happen. It's sad that the natural languages die out as a result, but if the standard of living is improved, that's an acceptable trade-off for me. It's sad, but I think the heightened standard of living is better. Give me, oh, okay. Biano asks, give me 10 reasons why I should not kill French people. Okay, one, it is illegal in France, so it's illegal to kill French people because of French law. Two, it's illegal in your home country to kill French people. Three, it is extremely immoral to kill civilians. Four, it's technically a war crime to kill civilians from another country. Five, if you are religious, you're probably going to go to hell, if you kill people. Six, your grandmother would be very disappointed in you. Seven, it presents a diplomatic problem for your home country because they have to do extradition stuff and international criminology, which is difficult. Eight, you're going to get the French authorities on your bad side, so they're probably going to come after you. Nine, the person you kill, if they're French, they could end up being someone who's very beneficial to the human race. Like, you could kill a random French person whose son would, go on to cure cancer. So, that's not very good. And number 10, one of my subscribers is French, and I don't want my subscriber count to go down. Now, Platt asks, who is a larger stain on humanity, the British or the French? I'm ethnically English and German. I'm obligated to say the French, but it's probably actually the English. So, those last two questions, you thought those were bad. What is your favorite fascist movement? Favorite is not the adjective I would use to describe, but the one I find the most interesting is fascism in Austria before the Nazis, so Austrofascism or clerical fascism, because they were the second fascist country in Europe after Italy, and their brand of fascism was based off of the Italian model instead of the Nazi model. And, oh, the lights went out. Now I just want, and so like, if you look at like Austrian domestic politics in the early 1930s, there was a very large split between Austrian nationalist fascists, Austro-fascists, and Nazi supporters. And in 1934, the Chancellor of Austria, I'm blanking on his name, but he was assassinated by Nazi operatives. And in 1938, Schuschnigg was basically forced to resign or face an invasion. And the guy who replaced him for 3 days was literally a Nazi official. And so then the Anschluss happened because, they were in power. The Nazis coup de fascist country. So Austrofascism is definitely interesting. What do you think of Astyalakis, Benny asks. So Astyalakis is Benny's calling. He gave me the question in Astyalakis. Areias kutus Astyalakfatum. What do you think about Astyalakis? As conlangs go, it's one of the more impressive ones I've seen. You've put a lot of effort into it. You really are passionate about it, and it's a good conlang. Oh, great! I have the hiccups now. And it's a good conlang, so it gets the Connor Quimby seal of approval. Biano asks, "What is the coolest feature that someone can put on a conlang, in your opinion?" I like the way Finnish uses the partitive case. I like North Germanic articles. I like clusivity. One of those three. Psychic Me Wheeler asks, "What's the most underrated ancient civilization?" Etruria, by far. Was the Enlightenment a mistake? Why or why not? No, it was not a mistake because we got modern medicine, modern scientific thought out of it, and so I will absolutely take that for any socio-political consequences that came out of it. What games do you like to play? And why were you playing Hearts of Iron 4 instead of Vicky 2? You don't like abusing other countries for money. Games I like to play. I used to play a lot of Mario Kart, specifically Mario Kart 64, Double Dash, and Wii. I used to speedrun Double Dash, actually. I'm still amazingly good at it. Not to brag, of course. I played Minecraft back in the day. Don't anymore. If you look at my Steam, I have a couple hundred hours in Ravenfield, Europa Universalis 3, maybe 100 or so hours in Counter-Strike, but I don't play that anymore. Stuff like nothing major. I don't really spend a lot of time playing video games. Why was I playing Hearts of Iron 4 instead of Victoria 2? Because one of my hallmates is actually somewhat decent at Hearts of Iron, so he was showing me how to play. And also, I'm not good at Victoria 2 either. Albert asks, "Where were you on the night of September 27th, 1999, when the 1997 Silver Pontiac Grand Prix was reported in a hit and run?" Wherever my past life was. Biano asks, "Do you plan to play something with everyone, like a Minecraft server?" There is a Connor Quimby Minecraft server in creation. I don't think I'll be active on it because I don't play Minecraft anymore, really. But maybe I'll pop on every now and again. Plet asks, "How much do the 980 Chinese bot subscribers cost?" So I want to confirm something. They are Taiwanese. They are not from the mainland China, because I'm not going to support mainland China when I can support Taiwan. Also is about $10. All right, we're almost done. Obfuscable asks, "Peggle 2. Darmok and Gelada Tanagra, Sapir and Worf battling Chomsky. Can I get a vibe check? Mott holds the feather. Zhuge Liang plays the zither above open gates. Neil Armstrong walks on the moon. Do a cheaty. Monsoon instructs Raiden, influencers at Fire Festival. Diogenes displays a man." Okay, so I'm only going to answer what I can actually interpret from this. Sapir and Worf battling Chomsky. I don't like Sapir and Worf. I also don't like Noam Chomsky. My favorite linguist is, of course, myself. So I'm neutral on that debate. Can I get a vibe check? Absolutely. You were awesome. You were genuinely amazing. Neil Armstrong walks on the moon. Yes, he did. Monsoon instructs Raiden. Raiden is my favorite player in Mortal Kombat on the SNES. Influencers at Fire Festival. So, Fire Festival sounds familiar, but I don't actually remember what it is. So, we'll just move on to Diogenes displays a man. Yes, I think Diogenes' description of man to Plato does hold true, because in ancient Greece, logic was valued over the scientific method. So, per ancient Greek standards, Diogenes, it was man. If you go to ancient China, then no, it's not a man. But yes, in ancient Greece, it was a man. Tixar asks, "Do you have any siblings?" Yes, I'm the oldest of 4. All right, Office Gobble gives me a poem. It's a pretty good poem. It says, "My name is Cow, and in the night I find my brain is filled with spite. For novels where the author lied, a conlang promise there inside. When meeting poetry will fail, as English rhymes alone arise. So Connor, conlinguistics wise, do you this pattern fell despise?" So, for those of you who couldn't figure that out, Office Gobble is essentially asking, do you get upset when a fictional work presents itself with a conlang or some other sort of constructed thing and doesn't really follow through in a good way? Well, to be completely honest, I don't really consume that much fictional media anymore. So it's mostly nonfiction these days. But yes, I do, of course. Eden asks, how obsessed are you with me? Say a lot. Heart emoji. A lot is an understatement. Office Gobble asks, what are your opinions on counters and group nouns? Counters. Well, I'm not a fan of granite. I prefer marble particularly. And group nouns, like plurals. Plurals are cool. Don't have anything against plurality. Corporal Punishment, that's quite the username. Corporal Punishment asks, when will you do an entire episode on Old English and Old English? And I mean Old English like pre-1150 AD. This also implies you writing in Anglo-Saxon Futhorc. When I study Old English enough, as someone who specializes in the Germanic languages, it wouldn't be too difficult. But maybe you know what? Let's get to the point where I can guarantee that will get me 20,000 views on a video like that, and sure, I'll do it. All right, and Albert asks, where's the video for us Hawaiian speakers? Or Hawaiian speakers. Hawaiian. However the new way to pronounce it is. When I start caring. I'm just kidding. I think Lang Focus's video on Hawaiian is sufficient, and I wouldn't have anything to add to it, so just watch that. I'm not going to remake a video that someone else has already made and done a fantastic job on. Okay, there's a few more questions I have. Corporal Punishment asks, when will you make a conlang? Get it? Like conlang. So, I also had a conlang called Connor language. It was not very good, and actually, Office Gobble responded to that question was, Connor language, a language like Pokemon speak, where phones from the name Connor are said in varying sequences and intonations. Well, so Connor, 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 Quimby, Connor, 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 Connor. But no, it was really just Finnish phonetics mixed with watered-down German grammar, so it was bad. Platt asks, how did the Connor language handle the future perfect tense? Helping verb, no designated future tense. Corporal Punishment asks, as you have made your awful conlang series, will episode 7 be Connorlang? No, episode 7, if I ever get around to making it, would probably be on numerals. Platt asks, would you consider yourself an enlightened Marxist, Leninist, Maoist, Bidenist? What? I like the last of the four, a decent bit. I can't say I like the first three very much. It's can't cancel me, I guess. No. This is not a political channel. I do not bring up politics on here. I will not bring up politics on here. I actually have a rule in my server against politics in the server because it's a linguistics channel. It doesn't really matter that I'm a... It doesn't matter I'm a moderate Democrat. It shouldn't matter, at least. But, yeah, that's it. Maybe there will be some more questions added in the next few days before I release this video that I will record on audio and put after this. But for now, the actual video of me is ending. Thank you all for watching. I love you all very much. Connor out.